And we're back for game 2 of this Tuesday night doubleheader from Printscape Arena at South Point. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is High School Hockey Night live as the Canon-Mac Big Macs host the Upper St. Clair Panthers in another Class AAA battle after a great one in our opener tonight in which Pine Richland defeated Peters Township 6-3. Now we see a couple of squads trying to pick their way up the standings. Canon-Mac with a record of 2-7-1. Last place out of 11 teams in Class AAA with just 5 standings points, but with reason to believe that they can still jump back into it. Number one reason is that they're only 2 points behind 8th place, which is the final playoff spot when it all comes down to it at the end of the regular season. Upper St. Clair is one of those teams tied for 8th place with a record of 3-4-1, and they have reason to think that better days are ahead because they have plenty of games to play as of yet. Just 8 games on the docket. That's easily the fewest in Class AAA. The Panthers have played 8 times. Everyone else has played at least 10 times, and it's going to be at least 11 for all the teams besides them once we get to the holiday break here at the end of the week. So there you see the Panthers in black and white with red trim, and Canon-Mac going to wear white with red and gold trim as usual here at home at Printscape. These two teams have not yet played this season, but USC won both matchups last year versus Cannon-McMillan, 8-3 at home and 4-3 here at Printscape. Aaron Stawiarski had 2 goals and 3 assists in the season series, all of which, in fact, came in that 8-3 home win late in the year. Upper St. Clair, much like Pine Richland in our opener, a relative newcomer to Class AAA. It's been a couple of years now, but the PIHL's merit-based system allows teams to move up and down based on performance. And Upper St. Clair did plenty well enough in AA to earn the promotion on to AAA. Canon-Mac has long been a AAA member here in the Pill, of course. Again, this is Matt Gajtka, and warm-ups are underway here. 3.5 minutes to go in them. Canon-Mac on the season. Well, last time we saw them on one of our broadcasts, it was the Miners' Cup game against Peters Township, and they fell in that game 7-1. They also lost last week 6-4 at North Allegheny, so it was a good effort there, but the Big Macs end up splitting the season series with NA after they beat North Allegheny here the week after Thanksgiving 3-2 in overtime, in a shootout actually it was, but either way, 3 points are given out in overtime/shootout decisions. 2 to the winner and 1 to the loser. They lost 6-4, though. That was a regulation loss last Monday. That's the last time they were in action 8 days ago at Barrel Ice Complex up in Warrendale. Zach Wilcox and Dominic Tricana scored in the first period to give Canon-Mac a 2-1 lead. Ethan Franzik gave them a 3-2 lead in the second period, and then Franzik scored again in the third, but NA piled on the goals in between. Evan Perrott with a couple, Dylan Murray, and then Evan Kerber polishing it off with an insurance goal. So Canon-Mac, after that defeat, fell to 2-7-1, just 2 victories in its first 10 games of the year, so officially halfway through for the Big Macs. As for Upper St. Clair, well, they beat Central Catholic, which is an impressive win this year with the Vikings on the rise. That was a 6-4 game that Upper St. Clair prevailed in on the 5th of December. But last Monday, they lost 7-1 to Seneca Valley, not getting on the board until the third period when Colin McCarthy scored off an assist from Stawiarski. But it was already 6-0 Seneca Valley at that point. A couple of goals for Tyler Garvin, Jackson Reed, Jacob Gilbert, George Bailey, Jonathan Leishman, and Carter Hone all scoring for the Raiders, as Seneca Valley again is one of the teams to beat in this league, and again proved difficult to beat. Timothy Cottrell in goal for Upper St. Clair gave up 4 on 20 shots, and Luis Liberatore gave up 3 on 5. So neither goaltender had a great deal of success there on that night, the last time that the Panthers took the ice. But in their win against Central Catholic, their third victory of the season, that was a game in which Upper St. Clair took control in the second period. They scored 3 straight goals after a 2-2 tie through 1. Derek Schuster, Colin Ruffner, George Garces all scoring in succession. And then Amir Al-Salani scored a power, or pardon me, an even strength goal early in the third to really put that one away for Upper St. Clair. A couple late ones for Central Catholic, but nothing really to speak of in terms of changing the outcome or making things that much more difficult for USC at the end. Timothy Cottrell got the win in goal with 25 saves that night. Other wins for Upper St. Clair this season: Pine Richland at home and Bethel Park on the road, 7-5. As for Canon-Mac, their two victories on the season came against Mount Lebo and, I mentioned already, North Allegheny, a 3-2 shootout win at home right here at Printscape. So that's been the story of the season so far for both clubs, but there really is plenty of opportunity here in the second half to get back into things as we see warm-ups wrapping up. In the standings, Canon-Mac is in last place, having played 10 games, but with a win, they can jump into a tie for 8th. Regulation win, that is. If they give up a point to Upper St. Clair, if they go to overtime and win, for instance, then Upper St. Clair will be in 8th at the holiday break. Upper St. Clair is in 7th, or at 7 points, tied for 8th with Bethel Park, and Upper St. Clair is in possession of the tiebreaker right now. A little too early to talk about such things, but they played 3 fewer games than Bethel Park, so we give them the edge in terms of points gained on a per-game basis. So say they win their 2 games in hand on the entire field right now in the Class AAA standings, they would actually be tied with Pine Richland and Baldwin for 6th. So Upper St. Clair is still a long way to go in this season, and they have a pretty potent offense, 3.5 goals scored per game. The problem has been defending, where they've allowed 4.5. And for Canon-Mac, they've allowed 4.5 goals per game as well, but they've scored just 2.5, basically. So struggles on both ends of the ice. One thing to watch tonight, special teams. Upper St. Clair has a good power play, 25%. They've also allowed 3 shorthanded goals. But get this, on the penalty kill, they're dead last. They've allowed 7 goals, but they've scored 5 shorthanded as Upper St. Clair, including 4 shorthanded goals for sophomore forward Colin Ruffner, who wears number 77. Okay, got that? That's your primer on tonight's game. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is High School Hockey Night Live. And tonight's season sponsor is Weight Loss Direct. You'll see their ads during the intermissions. The face-off controlled by Upper St. Clair, and off we go with the Panthers in possession. Here comes Ruffner centering for an attempted shot that went just wide from McFeely, charging down the backside. Tossed in behind the goal. By the way, the starting goaltender is Timothy Cottrell, the freshman for Upper St. Clair. This is his 5th start. He's 2-1-1 with an .828 save percentage and a 4.54 goals against average. To the near side, Canon-Mac gives it up, and it's picked up by Zachary Hardy on the move. His lead feed redirected right on goal, taken there by James Morgan. Morgan has played the lion's share of the ice time in net for Canon-Mac. Saw him in the Miners' Cup game as well. He's 2-6-1 on the season with an .868 save percentage. A blast from the point. Morgan made that save. Morgan kept the Big Macs in it before Peters Township poured on the goals late in that one, a 7-1 win to claim the Miners' Cup, which is the rivalry trophy competed for in the first meeting between the two teams who make Printscape Arena their home. The two who play in Class AAA, that is. Ruffner against Franzik from the face-off dot. Ruffner wins it. But Stawiarski couldn't make anything happen. Aaron Stawiarski, the leading goal scorer and point getter for this squad. As Tim Cottrell couldn't freeze that at the side of his net. A minute and a quarter into this game. We play 17-minute periods in the PIHL, the first 2 without an intermission. Well, a brief intermission, not a long one to resurface the ice. Turned over, Acosta on the handoff, but the Big Macs can't make anything happen on the turnover. Striding ahead, dropping it off to Ruffner, and his wrist shot deflected wide. Stawiarski trying to make a play to this near corner. Lysak threw it right through the crease. He goes off for a change. Stawiarski shooting. And that missed. One more time. Stawiarski trying to center that, and that's blocked down. Shot right back in by Upper St. Clair, though. On the back pedal. Canon-Mac looking to make something happen here, but they turn it over again. Good puck possession early on for USC. Rory Siniowski. And this is offside against the Panthers. That'll bring the faceoff back to the neutral zone. Puck is down. And icing against Canon-Mac this time. So a good start for Upper St. Clair. Again, coming into this game with a record of 3-4-1. It's the first meeting between these two teams this year. Flipped high off the window. Glove down by Siniowski. But he's forced out to center ice with it. Ripped right back in by Hardy. And again, cleared over the head of everybody. And it's another icing call with Siniowski getting down there just in case. Want to wish a happy birthday, happy 18th birthday to Canon-Mac defenseman Thomas Lowry. He's a senior, 4 points on the year. He's headed off to Duquesne where he'll play club hockey for my good friend Conrad Waite and the program there, which calls the Alpha Ice Complex home. So a familiar rink, I'm sure. Pitt and Duquesne both play their club hockey games in the ACHA there. Ruffner was upended on a hard hit. Braden Edgar tries to make something happen, navigating his way into the attacking zone for Canon-Mac, but he's fended off. Ruffner, great skating to catch up to this one as he goes down in a heap, colliding there with Carson O'Donohue. Play continues on. 3.5 minutes into this one. The Panthers tried to make something happen there at the side of the net for Zach Hardy, but that didn't connect. And it's backhanded off the glass and out. Wilcox, Zach Wilcox that is, top point man, top goal getter on the year for Canon-Mac. Going to the front of the net was Anthony Petrillo, but the pass is picked off by USC. Here they come. Lysak dropping it back. Colin McFeely fires it to the far corner. Plucked off the wall by Franzik. Or pardon, Scarilli, I should say. Adam Scarilli. We've called his name over the years for Cannon McMillan. Right on net. Morgan has to kick that one out. It's a senior versus freshman goaltending battle, something we don't often see. The senior Morgan versus the freshman Cottrell, who's earned his way here for sure, battling the senior Liberatore for ice time on Upper St. Clair for Coach David Stock. Snapshot, deflected into the corner. Bouncing up in the air, and the Panthers have it again. Another one and done for Canon-Mac in the attacking zone. Tricana, or pardon, Dylan Isbell rather, pulled that one in for Canon-Mac. Now Tricana's skating in after it with Grayson Costa. Tricana with one hand on his stick. Knocked the stick of Stawiarski away, but Canon-Mac gets the puck back in its own end. Costa one touch. On to Freund. Aiden Freund, senior forward. Costa couldn't command it, couldn't get it out. Here's Lysak with a backhand from the slot. And that missed to the left. Brendan Lamego up the far wall. Gathered in briefly, but now again, Given away to Stawiarski and the Panther, or pardon, John McShane, I should say, and the Panthers. Loose to Freund. This is Rocco Musto, unable to clear it. McShane dusts it off for Upper St. Clair. A deliberate moment of play. And now the Big Macs break it out. Wristed down in deep by Gallardini. That's Alex Gallardini. A couple of Gallardinis on the team. Nico and Brady Ford also on the squad. Colin Ruffner wanted to sweep it out in front. Unable to do so. A lot of back and forth action right now. Zach Hardy in the corner. 84 in black. Turned it over. Upper St. Clair will try again. Andrew Gialames on the shoot in. Siniowski steps up. He takes it back on the return play. Shoots along the ice, looking for a rebound maybe, but Morgan sticked it to the corner. Zanola gave it away for Canon-Mac. High toss by the Panthers into the far corner. Stawiarski after this one. He collides with Thomas Laurie, the future Duke, and Laurie wins that battle handily. I got a rise out of the home bench. No penalties yet in this game. A lot of free-flowing action. Already 7.5 minutes gone. You see on your score bug at the top left of your screen, no score. Or I should say 0-0. My old journalism professor at Marshall University would get on me for saying no score. There is a score at 0-0. Here's the shot from McFeely. And now that'll bother you every time you hear a broadcaster say that on a sporting event telecast for the rest of your life, maybe. You're welcome. Clipped off the boards. McCarthy held it in for Upper St. Clair. Down low. Looking for a man there, Dominic Keller, but he couldn't find it in the skates, so one of the Big Macs in front. Risser from the point. That went right by McFeely in the low slot for Upper St. Clair. So the ice definitely tilted, but the Panthers have not been able to get that breakthrough. Really nothing outstanding in front of the net. Garces up the far wing. McFeely helps it along. Maybe this is the opportunity. Ruffner cutting inside. Colin Ruffner. Drop pass. Got a man. Wrist shot goes just wide. Big rebound off the end boards after the Colin McCarthy chance, but that goes for naught. Snapped right back in by USC. Ruffner put it right on goal. And Morgan stops the music with 8:20 to go in the first period. Neither goalie's been tested a ton so far. Actually, according to the live game sheet, Canon-Mac doesn't have a shot on net yet. Upper St. Clair has 7. There's 8. Follow-up chance goes wide from in front from Hardy. Near side, Gialames, pardon me, couldn't get the snapshot through traffic. Galloping over to try to clear this one, Lamego couldn't do it. In the slot, one-time shot set up for Stawiarski, and he put it over the crossbar. What an opportunity. Hardy with an awesome pass. Stawiarski has it. Ladles it out to the point. Here's a rolling shot from Siniowski that's gloved and held by Morgan. McShane to take the face off for Upper St. Clair. Drew Lysak is told to step back a little bit out of the face-off circle. He does. So now it's Rory Sheegan-Siniowski. Unable to connect on that pass. But the picket fence is set up for the Panthers in the neutral zone. Again, not a lot of rush opportunity for Canon-Mac. Stawiarski to the outside. Stripped of the puck, and it's cleared out. In comes Drew Lysak, but offside apparently. The whistle sounds with 7:18 to go. As we see here, the winger on the far side for Upper St. Clair did not clear the zone. I didn't see that live with the naked eye. That's why we have the replay here. Todd Kazarowski and crew bringing you the replays and every moment of the game. And there you see 10-band TV streaming on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. A merry early Christmas to those of you who celebrate. We're also in the midst of Hanukkah. I know that second night, I believe it is. Second night of 8. And New Year's on the way. I think everyone with the calendar celebrates that. So, in fact, that's my favorite holiday. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Who doesn't love a fresh start? These two teams could use a fresh start, and, well, it could start tonight. Pun intended, as Morgan pins it down here. Like I said, either team could make a claim for a playoff spot very easily with a stretch of a couple of consecutive wins. Both teams coming off a loss last time they played, last Monday. But Upper St. Clair has earned points in 4 of its 8 games, 3 wins and an overtime loss. And Canon-Mac, like I said, with a win, would actually be tied for the last playoff spot tonight, despite being in last place as it stands right now. It's pretty tightly compacted at the bottom of the standings. Flipped by the point man, and that's icing against Canon-Mac with 6.5 left in the first period. So much for that brisk start. It's been halting for the last minute or so of game time. This is a 9 o'clock face-off from Printscape Arena. Ruffner digs in against Ethan Franzik. Won it back. Shot goes wide from Aaron Stawiarski. Stawiarski with 8 goals, 11 assists, 18 points lead this team. Colin Ruffner is a co-leader in goals with 8 as well. Stawiarski in the top 5. Well, top 10 make it in Class AAA scoring. Shot from Dominic Tricana goes wide into the far corner. I guess we could call that a shot on goal. It was, I think, a little offline, but a lot of times the official scorer will give one there, especially if a team's looking for a shot. And the team is the home team, as Canon-Mac is in this case. The puck deflected in the air, and right back in possession of Upper St. Clair. Ruffner stick handling confidently to the slot, and his shot drifted wide right. Stawiarski helps it back to the line. Ruffner's back there. Actually, that was John McShane. Center point, Graham Toch. Handed it over to David Chalet. High backhand. Toch pitches in to keep it alive. Far side, wrister by William Duff. That was blocked in front. Duff in his skates. Handcuffed him. Can't make a play. Adam Scarilli controls for Canon-Mac with 5 minutes to go in the first. No penalties. Yet in this game, obviously no goals, as you see there. And this shot up off the very top of the glass. I thought for sure that was going out of the rink. It did not. Andrew Galmus with the flip ahead, and on the carry in, Stawiarski. Or, McFeely, I should say. 23, not 32. Colin McFeely on the handoff, back to the line. Galmus again. Trying to force it along. Couldn't do it on that side. Instead, it's Shagan Sinioski with the rip ahead. Alex Gallardini carrying for Canon-Mac. Just forced to feed it behind the goal. Musto couldn't catch up to it for the guys in white. Glove down and cleared in by Lysak, but not for long. Can the Big Macs make something happen here? They're looking for some instant offense. Edgar's wrister, though, was blocked. Played it back, behind his back, and away from Petrollo and company. Galmus, long shift here. But he makes a good, strong play. And here's Lysak on the feed from McShane. But Lysak was poke checked before he could get over the line. Gelmus up the near wing in front of the Canon-Mac bench. McShane prized it loose, but right to the Big Macs again. Fed on the bank play to Wilcox. Has a look, shoot, save made. Rebound, there was one available, but the whistle sounded to benefit Timothy Cottrell, a freshman goalie. His first real save of the night comes with 3:06 to go in the first period, but it was from a man you don't want to see shooting too much, Zach Wilcox. Off the scramble draw, slides right through the slot before it's picked up by Hardy. He reverses flow to the far side, Colin McCarthy. Junior D-man gets it out. Cradling and handing off. Ruffner right between the circles. Wanted to skate between 2D, but couldn't pull it off. Now Franzik, back behind the net. Chalet swings it behind him, on to Costa. Broken up. Ruffner takes a look. Put it right out in front and deflected wide of the goal by Stawiarski. This top line for Upper St. Clair buzzing again. Ruffner, Hardy, and Stawiarski. Point shot redirected, score! The Panthers have their breakthrough. And Zach Hardy, they all have a seat and do a little canoeing. 2:24 left in the first period. And just as I said, that first line doing great work again in the attacking zone. We'll take a look at that replay. Shot from the point, George Garces got it there. It appeared. The captain of Upper St. Clair. And at even strength, the road team draws first blood. Zach Hardy, his third goal this season. Just a little deflection with that magic wand in front of the goal. By the way, last I saw, if you're interested, you probably are, the Penguins were leading the Rangers 2-1 at PPG Paints Arena. A couple of goals in the second period in quick succession by Evgeny Malkin and Brian Russ, both on the power play. And I'm sure you can probably check your phones for an update. But that was the score through 2. First meeting of the season between those two teams. Hey, it's the first meeting of the season between these two teams as well, Upper St. Clair and Canon-Mac. Western PA High School hockey. Last week of the fall semester, if you will. Last week of the season that's actually in calendar year 2022. Teams will take a break here. Some will play in some holiday tournaments, but as far as varsity competition is concerned, they won't be back on the ice until the first week of the new year. So wishing you a happy holiday season. This pass too far for Franzik. Icing against the Big Macs with 1:16 left in the first period. Again, the goal, Hardy from Garces. And Ruffner, as it turns out, also gets an assist on the play. Garces' first assist of the season. And for Ruffner, his fourth. Give him 12 points. In second place on the team. Hardy now with 3 goals and 12 total points as well. So that top line, Stawiarski with 18 points, Ruffner and Hardy with 12 apiece. Those are the only 3 Panthers with, believe it or not, more than 3 points on the year. So it's been all about that top line. You can see how with the way they played in this first period. They're getting plenty of ice time, too, from David Stock. Clear to the near wing. Keller trying to track this one down below the goal line. Schuster on the forward check. It was a half step late. I know that feeling. Schuster couldn't make that play. Franzik takes it on for Canon-Mac. 40 seconds to go before the buzzer. Trakena couldn't drag it through. Out to the line. O'Donohue forced out. Carson O'Donohue, the sophomore defenseman. Maybe one last rush for Upper St. Clair. Weird bounce off the end glass right in front of the net. James Morgan thought he safely stick that one away. Not really. That was a weird play. McFeely trying to stuff it in front. Wilcox helps slide in to take the puck away and carry it out to center. 4 seconds to go in the frame. Turned over And that's going to do it for period number 1 from Printscape. The only goal on the board late in the period. Zachary Hardy is third of the year. Assist to George Garces and Colin Ruffner at even strength. No penalties in that first period. Clean game. 9 o'clock game, I should say. Late night hockey on a Tuesday. Stay with us on 10 Band TV. After this short break, the second period is on the way. And we're back after the quick regroup. This is Matt Gajtka on 10 Band TV. Todd Kazarowski and his crew are on site at Printscape Arena in South Point. On this December 20th, 2022, we're deep into month 3 of the PIHL regular season. Upper St. Clair has played just the 8 games, though. They've got to get through 20. Canon-Mac has played 10. The two sides will switch ends. Canon-Mac's going to attack the net to our left. Upper St. Clair, the net to our right. Hardy, the only goal scorer in this game so far. The shots on goal in that first period, as you might expect, dominated by the Panthers, 11-2. They had the edge. Hardy trying to make something happen again. Threw it right out in front. Score! Ruffner comes in late. And a little sword fighting in the corner. They've got their celebrations choreographed. They're so confident they're going to score. I haven't really seen that in the PIHL. Stawiarski, the drop pass there. A beauty, feathering it through to Hardy. And then Hardy with a backhand feed. Ruffner coming right down the funnel, as they say, between the circles to finish it off. Ruffner beats Morgan with a one-timer for his team best 9th goal of the season. Stawiarski and Hardy on the helpers. Another even strength goal. And this Upper St. Clair team looks like it could be a force to be reckoned with here this season. Scramble in front as the goaltender Cottrell fell back onto his backside, trying to track that one. That was an awkward play. But the Panthers escape, still with a 2-0 lead. Aaron Stawiarski now with 19 points now. Where's the number 32, which you almost never see a skater wear for whatever reason. Hockey's a funny game in that way. That's almost always a goalie's number. It's weird to see a 30 anything out there, especially low 30s for whatever reason, like I said. Just something I noticed. Which means next to nothing, as it turns out. Freund picks this one away, but he's in some trouble. Every time the Big Macs get the puck, it seems like there's 2 or 3 black shirts around them, but not this time. They finally get some space, and Chalet softly tosses in to help his teammates complete a line change. Rory Shagan-Siniowski made the play up the far side, not all the way out, though. He taps it over, backhand play in front for Zanola, trying to center it. Battle is on. Costa. Also Freund. That line stays out there for Canon-Mac. And Laurie tried to reach up to keep that puck in, but he knocked it into his own bench, unfortunately. Head coach Matt Lyons back there. I believe Ryan LeMasters is still an assistant coach. He was the head coach for a couple of years. I want to say he was an alum of the program. I spoke to him a couple of years ago prior to one of these games. Actually on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, in fact, which is also still broadcasting games. Or pardon, Ryan Lamberger, not Lemasters. Different, different coach I'm thinking about. I apologize to Ryan on that. Send all your hate mail to Matt Gajtka on Twitter. Morgan holding it up behind the net, or tried to. So the Big Mac's in a pretty big hole right now, the way Upper St. Clair is playing. Panthers up 2-0. Goals from Hardy and Ruffner. If you factor out the intermission, scored roughly 3 minutes of game time apart. This is no icing. Having to go back for this one all the way are the Panthers, but again, no trouble. They work it out the center. Adam McFeely. Cross ring. Chance there on the wrister. McShane got a good piece of that, but Morgan deflected it away. McShane to the line. Slap shot. Karam's out of play. George Garces trying to blast it toward goal to no avail. Over to the far side of the ice. Now back to the near. And simply cleared by Canon-Mac. Shagan Siniowski to the far wing. I actually called him Siniowski to start the game, but he has both of his surnames on the back of his jersey, so I'll go with that. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. It's a lot of letters, I know that. Turning this way and that, Lysak wanted to go back to the point, but now some trouble here. As breaking back to the Big Macs, chance for Wilcox trying to stuff it. Save made and pinning it down just in time. Cottrell with Petrillo right there in his face. Close call, to say the least. And some of the goaltender's teammates coming back in his defense as well, as you might expect. Checking the standings in Class AAA as the faceoff's controlled by Canon-Mac. Down to a knee to hold it right on that blue paint. Gallardini, good job there. Nice agility and strength. Seneca Valley leads the entire Class AAA with a record of 10-1-1. 21 total points. Of course, they just beat Canon-Mac 7-1. Costa dishing it high in the zone. Drop pass from Franzik. And right back in deep to Costa. Franzik's open instead. Tricana took the shot from the angle that misfired. Getting to the outside. There's going to be our first penalty of the game. Penalty called against Alex Gallardini of Canon-Mac with 12:15 left in the second. First power play coming up for Upper St. Clair, which is converting at a 25% clip this season. 6 for 24. And I don't even need to see the signal there. That's tripping. Anyway, as I was saying, Seneca Valley leads the division up by 2 over North Allegheny. Peters Township, who we saw in the opener of this doubleheader, losing 6-3. They're in third, 3 points behind North Allegheny. Then Central Catholic, then Erie Cathedral Prep, and then Baldwin, Pine Richland, and Upper St. Clair, rounding out the top 8. From the far side of the ice, John McShane drags it out to the point. Stawiarski. McShane got it back. Stawiarski, one-timer, and held on to by Morgan. Right into his belly pad, but he made it look easy, to be honest. Thought for a moment that Stawiarski was going to find a way to pummel that one in to match Ruffner with his 9th goal, but not to be. Keller, Stawiarski, Hardy out there right now for Upper St. Clair, trying to ID the power play unit for you if I can. Ruffner, as you'd expect, doubles back here, lost command into the middle, and Canon-Mac gets the clear. Upper St. Clair, they've scored 6 times on the power play. They've given up 3 shorthanded goals. So that equates to a +3 in 24 total opportunities. 1 minute gone on the power play. Aaron Stawiarski had the best chance. Another penalty is coming. And this is going to be against Upper St. Clair to even it up. We'll play 4-on-4 for a while. Slashing has been called. So we go 22 minutes of game action without a penalty, and then we get 2 in the span of a minute plus. Keller to the bench, to the box rather. To the bench in the box. With 10:59 remaining in the second. So 4-on-4 for the next 44 seconds. And you usually say that would benefit the team trailing because they want to open things up. The way that USC has controlled play, well, we'll see if this does change things. Franzik took the shot. Stick save by Cottrell. And flipped down the ice. Maybe Upper St. Clair thought they were shorthanded. They are not. That's icing. That's not allowed. And pardon, that was Adam Scarilli who took that point shot. Not Franzik. 48, not 42. In white. The Big Macs wearing their home jerseys, which resemble the St. Louis Blues get-ups. Upper St. Clair with a pretty unique look. Maybe old school Blackhawks. Inspired by Franzik point shot, easily gloved and held by Cottrell, who saw it the whole way. Cottrell's numbers on the year don't look great. .828 save percentage, .454 or 4.54 goals against average. But he does have a winning record at 2-1-1. He's gotten points for his team, or has helped his team gain points in 3 of his 4 starts. So that's definitely something. Scarilli on goal. Cottrell thought he had it. He did not. But no harm, no foul. And here's Ruffner, who has a goal in the second period. Got a man going to the net. Stawiarski, it's punched wide. And another penalty is coming. Holding the call against Ethan Franzik. Dragging down Stawiarski. So it was about to be a power play for Canon-Mac. It will not be. It'll be a 4-on-3 for 2 seconds. And then we'll be back to 4-on-4 for, well, let's see, roughly a minute plus. And then on the backside of that, Upper St. Clair will have a power play. If you can keep track of all that. So holding is the call against Ethan Franzik. That's the upshot. And that means we'll have more 4-on-4, basically. With Alex Gallardini, you see him standing there in the box, ready to escape in 2 seconds. He'll be allowed to jump out. Hardy, Ruffner, Stawiarski, and Andrew Galmus are out there. So 3 forwards in what will very briefly be a 4-on-3. Not even really worth calling a power play, but it'll end up being one. You know what's interesting is Upper St. Clair will get 2 power plays out of 1 penalty, the way things are setting up here. 1 on the front end, 1 on the back end. Now we have some repair work going on in the crease. Our officials for tonight, Todd Hendry runs it back. He also did our opening game, and Pritchard is his running mate out there. Morgan so far, James Morgan has made 12 saves on 14 shots. His counterpart, Cottrell, in the Upper St. Clair net has stopped all 4 he's seen. That's right, just 4 given up by USC in the opening 24 minutes of this game. And it's taken a while after that collision to patch up the blue paint. And it's now been a little while since the Zamboni was out. So maybe it takes a little extra beyond the usual. Off the draw. Okay, the power play is over. Gallerini's out of the box, and he exchanges places with Aiden Freund. And what's the call here? Face-off going to come down to our left. So we'll stay at 4-on-4 now for the next minute 10 by my count. 2-0 Upper St. Clair. Hardy and Ruffner, your goal scorers so far. One in the first, one in the second. Headman pass. Aaron Stawiarski hunting another goal. Doesn't have one in this game, but he's got 8 on the year. He'll feed it back. Ruffner waiting, feeding. Looks like a power play, but it's 4-on-4, as you see there on the screen. Pass taken away now. Edgar trying to make a move toward the middle. Stymied there. Freund giving it up. This is off the glove of Braden Edgar, freshman forward. He's got 7 points on the year, number 97 for Canon-Mac. Trying to poke this one away from Hardy, but Hardy protects it well. And he gives it off on near wing to Ruffner, right back to Hardy. Wanted to drop it to Ruffner, instead he gave it to Stawiarski for a wrister. End of the shift, and a blocker save by James Morgan. Down the ice it goes, right on goal, so Cottrell had to play it, or else it would have gone in, obviously. And now it's a very brief power play again, not very brief, but somewhat brief power play for Upper St. Clair. It's a 5-on-4 power play this time. It's like I said, one penalty called against Canon-Mac bestows 2 power plays. This is the third opportunity technically for USC, but they'll have to go chase this one. George Garces back for it, wearing the C on his jersey. Now exactly halfway through period number 2, and halfway through regulation time for that matter. Colin McFeely slams on the brakes inside the blue line. One-time shot by Garces in front of the goal. Morgan tried to freeze it, couldn't get it, and it's fired down the rink. Power play is over. Upper St. Clair 0 for 3. 2 of those power plays, though, very much shortened. Turning up ice are the Panthers. Upper St. Clair in black. Canon-Mac in white. Colin McCarthy wanted to connect on to John McShane, but that was intercepted. This is Scarilli. Catching up to his own, dump it in behind the net. Off the kick plate, he works there against McCarthy of Upper St. Clair. Along with Adam McFeely. And it's loose on near wing to McFeely. McFeely's going to the net, couldn't take the pass. It slid right under his stick on the backhand side. It's a good play from Stawiarski. Ticking down towards 7 minutes to go in the second period. All those penalties somewhat disrupted the flow of this game, but now the Panthers trying to gain it back. They get the puck back. Lysak bangs it off the wood. McShane tried to make a move. Now Hardy tries to help create a turnover and does. Right to the net, in front, one-timer, score! And it's the Gritty in the corner for the Panthers. Aaron Stawiarski slams it home. Something from nothing. How quick did that go from a turnover to the back of the Canon-Mac net? An incredible pass from Andrew Galmas. How about that one? He faked forehand, then tucked the backhand feed in front. And the left-handed shooter, Stawiarski, drifted to the post and slammed it home tying Colin Ruffner for the team leading goals with 9. They each have 1 tonight. 3 even strength goals for Upper St. Clair. And they're in control as we work toward the latter stages of the second period. Stawiarski now with 20 points on the season. A goal and an assist tonight. And here he goes again. Good move to the outside, shooting short side. Morgan held his ground. Been a little bit of room up under the bar. Would have taken an absolutely perfect shot. Behind the back pass, score! They do it again. Zach Hardy from Stawiarski. The top line's got all 4 goals for Upper St. Clair, and it's 4-0. 2 goals in 42 seconds. Hardy to Ruffner to Stawiarski. Back behind his back. Oh my goodness. Was that ever on the money? Looked like telepathy from those 3. Can you believe that? And a goaltending change. Morgan's out. Chase Sloan is in. Not that Morgan could do anything about that. Dominic Hasek in his prime couldn't have stopped that play. Upper St. Clair taking the Big Macs to school in the attack zone over the last couple of minutes. The Panthers trying to get back to 500 by manner of speaking. With the way that hockey now counts shootout and overtime losses in a different category, it's a little bit weird to say that, but they'll be at 4-4-1, even though they've lost 5 times in all formats. But if they do win this game, it'll be an even 500 look for the Panthers at the break, and they'll be in pretty good shape. Like I said, they'll be able to leap up into a tie for 6th. Chase Sloan, the junior, replacing the senior James Morgan. He freezes that puck and puts a glove up to protect himself from the snow shower. At PPG Paints Arena, the Penguins beat the Rangers 3-2. Malkin, Rust, and Crosby for the Pens. Tristan Jarry gets the win in goal. Chris Kreider scored twice for New York, but the Pens get the best of Igor Shesterkin in the blue shirts. And now you know. Slid in behind the goal by Lysak of Upper St. Clair. He's joined by his line mate McShane, but they can't get the turnover behind the goal. Tonight's game brought to you by Weight Loss Direct on 10-Band TV. Shot comes to Franzik on the block. He wanted to center it. Lysak run off into the ditch by Wilcox. Well, we'll see what kind of pushback Canon-Mac has here in the final 5 minutes before the break. Wilcox hops on it. Drop feed. Franzik tees one up. Missed the goal. Rebound. Wilcox had it blocked in front. Andrew Galmus has contributed on both sides of the puck in the last few minutes. Gorgeous assist to Stawiarski, and now the block on what would have been at least a half-open net for Zach Wilcox to shoot for. That's the leading goal man on Canon-Mac, by the way. Given up at center briefly to Thomas Laurie, but he overskated. Adam McFeely. Push to the outside. That rattles the door that leads to the visitors' locker room down to our right. Toch stepped up. Couldn't get there, but Ruffner now collides with his opposite number, Anthony Petrillo, 277s, battling for the puck. And it comes loose to the boys in black. Drop pass over the line. Ruffner to Toch. He couldn't get the shot off. Aaron Stawiarski, 3 points tonight. Goal and 2 assists. Now Ruffner. He's got 3 points as well. The top line for the Panthers cleaning up tonight so far. They've cashed in all 4 goals, and Ruffner, fan on the one-timer, had an open net, or an open side at least. Just blinked and missed it, I guess. Toch losing control, giving it away for a wrister by Costa that goes over the bar. Or, pardon, Musto, I should say. Bouncer ahead, good stick lift from Stawiarski. Now he cruises in, but he's poke-checked by O'Donoghue, saving the day, preventing perhaps a fifth Upper St. Clair goal. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Wilcox stops up, wanted to get it back. He got the puck back, but he wasn't looking in the right direction for it. Lamego intercepts for Canon-Mac, and this is offside against Upper St. Clair. 2:45 left in the second. The draw outside the line. Schuster wins it. And that's offside, or pardon, icing, I should say, against Canon-Mac. We're at Printscape Arena at South Point for tonight's PIHL Class AAA doubleheader. This is Matt Gajtka on 10-Band TV. We had a great game in the opener. Hope you got a chance to check that out. If not, it's right there on the channel, on demand. Pine Richland scored 3 in the third to break a 3-3 tie and beat Peters Township, the first time the Indians have lost at home this year. It was the first time they've trailed at all at home this year by my count. So impressive stuff. Pine Richland showing that even though they're near the bottom of the standings, closer to the bottom than the top, they're a team to watch in the second half, and I think the same can be said for Upper St. Clair. Their problem is they just haven't played that many games to pile up the points. They do enter the game with a 3-4-1 record, but this looks to be a team that's getting it together, and a team where you're going to have to worry about the top unit of Stawiarski, Ruffner, and Hardy. A chance there, though, to try to break the goose egg for Edgar, but he shot it right into the chest of Cottrell, who hangs on to it. Braden Edgar. He's not going to get a better look tonight, I don't think. Be hard to get one. Carter Zanola gets it loose on the wall, turned over in front by Max Hart. Down it goes to the Canon-Mac line, or the vicinity thereof. And right back into Panthers territory. Andrew Galmas on the battle with Hart. Big Max with a chance and shot off the arm of Cottrell from in tight. 1:18 to go in the second. The toss back inside of Big Mac's real estate. Two teams exchange possession. Thomas Laurie guides it ahead. 1 minute to go in the second period. Canon-Mac needs one in the worst way here to make things a little more competitive for the third. Rory Shagan-Sinioski to the far side, and out it goes. Final 3/4 minutes of the period. Laurie fed it into the skates of Wilcox. And the Panthers shoot in. No frills approach there as the top line gets out on the ice again. Stawiarski with the intercept. The puck's just coming to him tonight. Takes a look in front. He's pinned to the wall by O'Donoghue. The senior Stawiarski hands it off to Hardy in front for Ruffner and tipped away from him. Ruffner's pass to the point. Garces, far side, to the middle. Hardy couldn't control it. Hardy with 12 seconds. Garces blocked in front. Garces keeps it alive with 5 seconds. Down the wall it goes. Franzik deflects it. Penalties coming up. I think it's going to be against Upper St. Clair, and it'll start at the beginning of the third because time runs out in the second. 3 goals for Upper St. Clair in the second period. In succession, Ruffner, and then Stawiarski, and then Hardy. Hardy, his second goal of the game, like I mentioned. The top unit running amok for the Panthers, and their freshman goalie, Timothy Cottrell, holding it down so far through 2 periods. Back after the break, and the ice resurfacing from Printscape Arena. Stay with us. This is High School Hockey Night live on 10-Band TV.
time or two. I've been around and round with you. You don't like the way I carry myself, woman. Maybe it's time for you to choose. I've been around a time or two. I've been around and round with you. You don't like the way I carry myself, woman. Maybe it's time for you to choose.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
time or two. I've been around and round with you. You don't like the way I carry myself, woman. Maybe it's time for you to choose.
Two jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
I know a place not far away. Just wait and see. I've been around a time or two. I've been around and round with you. You don't like the way I carry myself, woman. Maybe it's time for you to choose.
Two jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
The two teams are back on the ice for the third period. Upper St. Clair leads Canon-Mac 4-0 in the nightcap of our Tuesday night doubleheader from Printscape Arena at South Point. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is 10-Band TV, found at 10band.tv or on Amazon Fire TV or Roku. Todd Kazarowski and his crew are on site from the mezzanine level, if you want to get fancy, at the building formerly known as the Isoplex. So far, so great for Upper St. Clair, trying to go into the Christmas break, gliding at a 500 record at 4-4-1 if they can convert this lead into a win. Zach Hardy's got a couple of goals. Andrew Stawiarski's got 3 points. Colin Ruffner has 3 points as well, a goal and 2 assists. Andrew Galmus, George Garces also with assists in this game for USC. But all the damage has been done when the line of Hardy, Ruffner, and Stawiarski have been on the ice. It has been something, and they've had an individually choreographed goal celebration for every one of them that's gone in, just as impressively maybe, depending on your perspective. New goaltender for Upper St. Clair, or pardon me, for Canon-Mac. Sorry about that. We saw that at the end of the second period, but just to reiterate that Chase Sloan finished the second period in goal, and he'll remain in goal. This is his third appearance. He's got one start as well this season, 0-1 on the year with an .859 save percentage and a 5.60 goals against average. He's a junior. And Upper St. Clair, as if Canon-Mac already didn't have a tall enough mountain to climb, they'll start the third period down a man, as Carson O'Donohue was called for roughing at the 17-minute mark, or the 0-0-0 mark of the second period, depending on how you want to count that, how you want to do your official scoring. So Ruffner against Franzik at the face-off circle at center ice, right on top of the UPMC Health Plan logos. And Upper St. Clair gets its fourth power play. They only had one that went the full 2 minutes, though. Ruffner right in for a shot, and he missed. Trying to go top shelf on Sloan. And an errant pass back to the point. That forces Hardy to go fish. Whoa, he's wiped out into the end boards by Franzik, who reaches down for his stick. Hardy slow to get up. Stawiarski takes it. Stick handling, dropping to Ruffner. Back to Stawiarski behind the goal, working on a 3-point night. He had 5 points in the season series between these two teams last year. McCarthy at the line. Stawiarski wearing the A on his chest. Back to McCarthy. They play catch, cross-rink feed. Too hard for Ruffner to latch on to. Canon-Mac tries to get the clear. Good crunching check from Hardy to free up the puck, though. Cross-rink right out in front. Open net! Once and twice, and they can't finish it off. George Garces, oh my goodness. 2 glorious opportunities in front of the net. It was almost too easy for him. And it's backhanded out of danger by Canon-Mac. He almost looked like he lost focus on the rebound, like he wanted to place it in gently while Sloan was swimming. This shot's deflected wide, shorthanded. Timothy Cottrell. I told you that Upper St. Clair has allowed 3 shorthanded goals, in addition to the 5 they've scored shorthanded. We've seen not a lot of chances for the team short in this game, though. But really, we've had more 4-on-4 time than power play time when you look at it. We're close to it. And this power play is about to run out in 5 seconds. So USC is going to be 0 for 4. McFeely, headman delivery. Finds his man. Andrew Galmus pulls up. Fed it behind the goal. McCarthy pops it back there where McShane takes over. Now McFeely to McShane. Turning drive off the glove of Sloan into the corner. Freund up and out off the window. Rory Shagan-Siniowski, who was credited with the Upper St. Clair third goal, which was actually scored by Stawiarski. So Stawiarski, not Siniowski, got it? Guess I could see how the scorers made that mistake. At any rate, here's Canon-Mac right to the front of the net. Player knocked down, back out to the point. Shot save, rebound, cleared out, right back into the mix. And another save by Cottrell. But this is touched up, and it's a penalty against Upper St. Clair. Grayson Costa was cross-checked hard in front of the net. I thought that might be a penalty, and it is a penalty, sending Canon-Mac to its second power play. Referee Todd Hendry calls it interference. Either way, it's 2 minutes in the box for the visitors. Andrew Galmus is the guilty man with 14:05 remaining in regulation. Our final period out of 6 on this doubleheader night. Canon-Mac's power play has converted 6 times on the season on 32 attempts. That's just under 20%. And the Upper St. Clair penalty kill, I almost called it a power kill because it has 5 shorthanded goals, even though it's given up 7 goals on 28 opportunities. That's 75%, tied for last in the league. Wrister by Edgar, kicked out by Cottrell. From behind the net, Franzik spins a pass, intercepted by Ruffner, and his toss out to center finds Stawiarski. Ruffner's got 4 shorthanded goals on the year. Stawiarski's got the other one. He spins a spinorama pass in front of the net, and that's intercepted. Franzik parading back. Try to put it in the skates of Garces, but Garces sniffed that out. Stawiarski has 3 shorthanded assists, so I can see how that combination has worked this season. And here is Ruffner, working 1-on-2, though, and he's dispossessed by Adam Scarilli. Colin Ruffner has been a demon in this game tonight. Killing some clock, at least, for Upper St. Clair. Aiden Freund gains the line, but the Big Macs are offside. Thomas Laurie ahead of the play. 41 seconds left on the power play for Canon-Mac. They need one, and they need one fast. I want to take the time in this third period, if the score doesn't get any closer, to go over the remaining schedule for both teams. Canon-Mac's going to come back with the matchup against the suddenly tough Erie Cathedral Prep Ramblers. They've had a nice first half of the season. Both them and Central Catholic have been better than expected, and they're both in playoff positions. Kind of in the middle of the pack, but in playoff positions nonetheless, as we're ready to turn the calendar page over to 2023. Bouncing shot from the point by Laurie. That missed the target. David Chalet. I think Laurie might have broken his stick. Dominic Keller trying to clear this one around, and does. Puck out to center ice, and that's it for the power play. Canon-Mac 0 for 2 tonight. And 0 for everything, for that matter, as they have failed to score on the freshman goalie Timothy Cottrell on just 9 shots on goal. That's part of the problem. Turnover and an opportunity in front of Sloan for Keller. Derek Schuster was also sniffing a rebound. He couldn't get one either. But anyway, in the second half of the season for Canon-Mac, Cathedral Prep coming out of the break on Tuesday, January the 3rd. That's part of another doubleheader from Printscape. I have a good feeling we'll have that twin bill for you here on 10 Band TV starting the new year. And then at Upper St. Clair. So again, a rematch against the Panthers. Canon-Mac needs wins. They're going to have 9 chances to get them in the second half of the year. Low shot by Lysak, kicked out by Sloan. Also in the second half, Central Catholic, Mount Lebo, Seneca Valley, Baldwin, Pine Richland, Cathedral Prep, and Peters Township in the final game of the regular season. Icing here against Canon-Mac. So the Big Macs will actually alternate home and road games throughout the second half of the season, starting at home against Cathedral Prep and ending at home against Peters Township, pardon me. And still plenty on the table for Upper St. Clair. They'll have 11 games in the second half. They haven't even played Peters Township yet, so they have a trip into here at Printscape on Tuesday, January the 17th. One more trip down I-79. John McShane turning this way and that behind the goal. Confronted in the corner by Freund and turned over. Puck's chipped up, but right back in the possession of the Panthers. And at the side of the net, Cottrell pins it down with Anthony Petrillo hunting a loose puck. Players are separated there. After the break immediately, Upper St. Clair plays Mount Lebo at the Ice Castle. 3 straight games at the Ice Castle for Upper St. Clair coming out of the holiday break, including a quote-unquote road game against Baldwin at the trackside rink. And then Canon-Mac comes in on the 12th. And then Upper St. Clair's right back here at Printscape on the 17th against Peters Township. So 2 games against Mount Lebo, 2 games against Peters Township. In front, score! They do it one more time. Ruffner, his second goal of the game. 5-0 Upper St. Clair with 10:14 left. All 5 goals at even strength, all 5 for the number 1 line. Hardy to Ruffner. Cruised in. Oh, pardon me, that's Stawiarski rather. Stawiarski going right to the goal. I apologize for that. Stawiarski from Ruffner. Stawiarski's second of the night, his 4th point. Ruffner's got a goal and 3 assists. Hardy has a goal and 3 assists. Like I'm repeating myself. Ruffner off the post. And the net was off. It wouldn't have counted. Wow, that would have been a shame for him if that had gone in. And Stawiarski dumps Laurie, apparently, after the whistle. Laurie petitioning for a penalty. He's not going to get one. Ruffner against Edgar at the dot. A lot of chatter down there still, and I don't know if it's going to get any better. Still 10 minutes to go in a 5-goal game at this point. One of those games you kind of wish had the running clock to prevent anything from getting out of control, but it's not quite, I guess, as bad as I've seen. Laurie with the intercept. So Canon-Mac trying to avoid the shutout here. They ice it again, though. They were blanked by Seneca Valley back on November the 3rd. That's the only time they've been shut out this season. They've been held to 1 goal twice by Peters Township and by Baldwin. Been held to 2 goals 3 times. They beat Mount Lebo 5-3. They beat North Allegheny 3-2. But that North Allegheny game, they scored 2 goals and then 1 in the shootout. So it officially goes down as a 3-2 score. Aaron Stawiarski has 4 points, 2 goals and 2 assists, 22 points on the year, 10 goals on the season, 10 goals to go with 12 helpers. Keller cruises to the side wall. Wilcox, though, picks it up for Canon-Mac and slides it out into neutral ice. Wilcox couldn't glove down this high clearance. Instead, it's picked up by Colin McFeely for a shot that was blocked, never got through. Franzik. McFeely takes it back for Upper St. Clair. McFeely steals again. Get it from Keller. McFeely, low shot save made by Sloan. From the corner, another turnover, perhaps. Yes, it will be. Backhand chance for Derek Schuster, but that's blocked at the point of attack. Wilcox wanted to split the D. Now working to the outside against Garces. Good, strong work from Zach Wilcox. Has a man going to the net. Couldn't get it to him. He'll try again to sling it across. This time he finds Chalet for a wrister. Absorbed by Cottrell. Thanks to everyone who's been loyal viewers of our broadcast on 10-band TV throughout the first half of the season. It's our first season of expanded PIHL coverage. We had Peters Township games last year. We're diversifying in a big way. In 2022-23. Strong check at center on Adam McFeely by Carter Zanola, but play is stopped. I'm not sure why. Has a penalty been called? Canon-Mac's wondering what exactly happened. And there's our birthday boy, Thomas Laurie, looking in disbelief toward our cameras. And roughing has been called against Zanola. A fourth penalty against Canon-Mac on the night. And the second roughing call here in the third period. The referee's trying to keep things under control. George Garces, who has an assist tonight, helps win the puck. Hardy walks the line. In front, deflected by Keller off the post. Hardy at the point. Ruffner, slap pass, blocked, got it right back. Tapped it over to Hardy, out by the blue line. To Stawiarski, one touch to Hardy. One touch to Ruffner, right back to Hardy, and his wrist shot easily gloved and kept by Sloan. It's going to be hard to score from that range with a wrist shot with no screen. I know that much. Aaron Stawiarski trying to match his point total against Canon-Mac last season. He needs one more point for that. He has 4 tonight, as do the other 2 of his usual line mates. One of them touching the puck now, Ruffner, Colin Ruffner. Snaps one on near side to Hardy. Keller couldn't take it. Garces steps back. George Garces on the shoot. In. Senior D-man. The only D-man out there on this power play right now for Upper St. Clair. Ahead by 5. 1 goal in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Ruffner sliding in, try to go to the back door to Garces, but that's blocked. Ruffner takes a look, turned it over in the middle. And the Big Macs clear it up and out, but not for long. Trocana overtaken by Hardy. Took the shot that was weakened on the way, deflected on the way, and the save was made by Cottrell. To the slot, backhanded out by Trocana. Half minute to go on the 5th power play for Upper St. Clair tonight. One blemish on their record this evening has been that. They're 2 for 2 on the penalty kill, but they've done all their damage at 5-on-5. That's nothing to be ashamed of course. Lysak snapping one. That puck was rolling on him, and he missed it. As a result, McCarthy, a headhunter in front, and that hit a body, at least one. McCarthy tries again. Power play is going to run out, so it will be an 0 for 5 night to this point for the Panthers. McCarthy takes a look, skipped it right through the slot. To the corner and Franzik. High backhand, works out for a breakout. 2-on-2 rush. Wilcox stepping around a couple of defenders. Staple to the boards though. And here are the Panthers, and McFeely had his stick lifted, keeps on going though. Toss it toward the front, Laurie on the intercept. Good aerial pass, lands right on the tape of Wilcox, waiting for a teammate. He's got one. Coming off the bench is Freund. He's stripped. Andrew Galmus up to the far wing. 5 minutes to go in this game, and a 5-0 Upper St. Clair lead. Keller setting sail, losing control. Lysak overlaps to keep it in the attacking zone, at least for now. The Big Macs couldn't get out of the zone. That was Lamego. Now Isbell. Dylan Isbell. Turns it over on the far side. And again, a dump in for Upper St. Clair. Could see a rarity tonight. The home team losing both games in a doubleheader. In fact, it's almost certainly going to happen now. Pine Richland came in here and put up a great effort. They beat Peters Township 6-3 tonight in the first game of our high school hockey night live doubleheader on 10 Band TV. My name is Matt Gajtka. Thanks for being along with the ride with us tonight. Turned over, shot off the post again. 2 posts after it got to 5-0 in this third period. Keller that time rang iron. Ruffner also hit the post right after he had set up Stawiarski for the 5th goal. Dominic Keller, senior forward, has 1 goal on the year. So that wasn't as cruel as it could have been. He was still looking for his first. Offside, Ruffner with Hardy and Stawiarski. They're looking for more. And I think the 5th goal was the first one they didn't have a post-goal celebration planned out. Sometimes you score so many, you run out of choreography. I know it says power play up there on the board, but we are at 5-on-5. Turned over, and Hardy again. Smooth skater. So is Ruffner, for that matter. And here Ruffner takes this pass. Then there's Stawiarski, who seemingly can do it all, and he has it right now. Took the shot off the blocker hand of Chase Sloan, the backup goalie tonight. He's played now more than a period. He took over after the 4th goal for Upper St. Clair with about 6 to go in the second. This bounded in by McCarthy. To the far side, Ruffner takes a look and handed it away to O'Donohue, who chips out. Now getting close to 2 minutes to go. This game has been decided for a little while here. Once it got to 4-0, just felt like it was too high of a hill to climb for Canon-Mac, which has a hard time putting, just in general, shots on net. They're only at 11 right now by last count. They're just barely going to get into double digits tonight. Laurie looking for a 12th, and he gets one. But again, there is Timothy Cottrell, and he's very close to his first varsity shutout. His teammates appear to know they're trying to protect him at all costs. Upper St. Clair has not blanked an opponent yet this year. The best they've done was just giving up 2 in a 5-2 win against Pine Richland on opening night, October the 3rd. So Laurie, only a couple more shifts left for Canon-Mac to chip one in. Lysak, sharp angle, nearly banked it in. Off Sloan. McFeely around the horn to the point. Galmus slid that one offline. Galmus steps up, punches it below the goal line. McFeely left it behind from the side of the net. Here's Galmus one more time. Smooth move, but left the puck behind. Down to 1 minute to go. McFeely the soft toss. This settles in below the goal line, but no icing here. Gallardini pivots away from pressure. Taking a look as he's confronted by McShane. Rory Shagan-Siniowski. Headman pass up the right wing. Flipped in. And now just a half minute to go. Tricana. Can he break the shutout? His shot's blocked by the captain, Garces. Wilcox overskates. Franzik on goal. Save made. That's a 13th shot for Canon-Mac. They still have it. Franzik with 20 seconds. McCarthy in the corner for Upper St. Clair. Couldn't clear it. Wilcox off a stick to the middle. Here's Lysak. Looks like the Panthers are going to get that shutout. Bounce through David Chalet all the way back. And that's going to do it. The first shutout of the season for Upper St. Clair and in the career of freshman goalie Timothy Cottrell. He gets the job done on 13 shots, but really the story for Upper St. Clair, top forward line of Aaron Stawiarski, and Zach Hardy. They combined for 5 goals on the night. They chip in all the goals in the game. Basically, Stawiarski with 2 goals and 2 assists. Ruffner with 4